Once upon a time, there was a spontaneous social movement in France. As the people revolted against an unpopular president, the government cracked down on them. And thousands were injured. But the people kept protesting, and as their cries rang out loud, respect for the president diminished. He declared he would travel across the land and listen to all their woes. Yet by now it wasn't enough, and the people stayed on the street. Okay, the president said one day, if I can't beat you, I'll join you.
If a yellow vest means being for higher paid work in a more efficient parliament, then I am a yellow vest.
It didn't quite go to plan, so the president hatched a new idea and decided to blame outside influence. He pointed his finger to the east and said, it's those pesky Russians and their leader who are the problem, not me.
People overinvested online are the two extremes. These are the people who buy accounts, who troll. This is Russia Today, Sputnik, etc. Look, since December, the leading internet movements are no longer BFM. It's Russia Today.
But the people weren't buying it. They had watched the news from this outside influence and found it to be fair. The powers that be continued to point their finger to the east, telling their children to be wary of the stories that they weaved.
Un article de Russie, donc c'est directement contrôlé par Poutine.
Russia Today est financé par le gouvernement russe.
Poutine, lui, on dit vraiment que ce qu'il veut.
One of the interesting things that Macron said about RT and I think also Sputnik, he claimed that these were the media that are being followed on social networks. If they go onto RT, as Emmanuel Macron says they are, then that proves that they like what they find there. The idea that this should somehow be a cause for worry or, proof that they are somehow fifth columnists just shows how dangerously authoritarian the French regime is becoming. He's scared. He is a pure creation of the media, Emmanuel Macron. And we can see now that the bubble has burst and that his opinion ratings are very low, that he feels immense resentment at the fact that the Gilets jaunes are stealing the headlines when he wants to have the headline.
Now, as the president struggled to get a hold of the chaos in his country, the Russians were the perfect villains, since the president had long harbored distrust of them.
We have evidence of attacks coming from Ukraine and Russia. We have evidence of the fact that some very well-known Russian websites conveyed rumors.
Russia Today and Sputnik were organs of influence that produced things that were contrary to the truth about myself and my campaign.
So the president said his people had been misled by the Tsar of the East, that the protests were not real and his subjects were rather naive. And the news outlets across the land weaved this brand new tale, the French leader hoping he would once more be beloved across the hills and dales. But this story is not yet over. The book is not yet closed. The president remains a man the people oppose.